For the last 20 years, the World Pool Masters has been Q Sport's most prestigious invitational tournament, with some of the greatest players in the game crowned champion. This season, Pool's elite has gathered with 6 past winners in the lineup, along with the very best from around the globe. The 20th year of the World Pool Masters looks set to be the most exciting yet. Kielce in Poland plays host to this season's event. Last time out, we saw a major upset as the defending champion Ralf Suke was KO'd by a Polish player, Masters-Kielce, in front of cheering home fans.
Give him the keys to Kielce. Masters-Kielce has beaten Ralf Suke, the defending World Pool Masters champion.
The Club WPT.com World Pool Masters has begun explosively. What a fantastic result for Poland's own Masters-Kielce. He's beaten the 6-time champion Ralf Suke, and it'll be another former Masters winner that'll have to face in the quarterfinals as Alex Pagulayan from Canada and Raj Handal from India take to the table.
Yeah, it's very important for me because World Pool Masters has always been hard for me to win. I came third, second, and finally won it. And I would love to win it again and rub it into everybody. Hey, I won it again.
To be invited to the World Pool Masters is always a great honour, but it's tough to get in. Only 16 guys, you know, so many great players around the world. And you know, a lot of people probably feel they deserve a spot, but it's just tough. You know, 16, you've got to cut the field off. But to be here again is always an honour and a privilege, and I hope I do well again, like I did in '05, and snap the event off. But I feel I'm good for it.
In sport, they talk about characters. Well, these two most certainly are. Raj Handal, larger than life, full of confidence, up against Alex Pagulayan. And it's Pagulayan, yes, who wins the lag.
And I was in the van with them, traveling from Warsaw to Kielce, a 4-hour drive. Raj Handal, Alex Pagulayan, Tony Drago. There's 3 guys that will not shut up for 1 minute, so we had a blast. So many good stories. And this will be a great match.
But as well you all know Alex, for all of his good humour, he's a fierce competitor, Pagulayan. That was an illegal break, mind you. A combination of 3 balls have to be pocketed or cross the white line that you can see on your screen there on the table. That wasn't the case. 1 ball pocketed, 1 ball across the line. So 1 short of what it should have been. And that's why control of the table passes to India's finest pool player, Raj Handal.
Raj competing a lot in the States. Very consistent. Loves being in the limelight. Very smooth player, and if he catches a gear, Pagulayan will have his hands full. Veselovska, Euro Tour winner in the women's department.
Well, the first match of the tournament, in which Snigotsky beat Suke, lasted around 2 hours. Snigotsky awaits the winner of this one. I can't imagine this match will take anywhere as lengthy a time as that. They both get on with it, both play attacking pool and appealing pool.
Needs to hit this a little firmer, stun into the rail. Didn't force the cue ball. Expected to make the 6, but has to work a little harder to get to the 7. Jacking up the cue. Punching the 6. And again, close to the rail. This all started when he failed to bump away from the long rail after pocketing the 5. All of a sudden, he has to come with a good shot.
And that isn't it. Okay, it's the race to 8, but it really is important to make an early impression. We saw that with Snigotsky in the first match. Took the opening rack, settled down, and never really looked back.
Hundal looking at sending the 8 ball to the side pocket. Squatted it, killed the speed of the cue ball, and that might be his luck here. It's a very tough shot for Pegulayan to start this match with.
No matter the cue sports, no one likes to play shots from under the cushions. Not quite glued to it, but pretty close. Oh, very nice indeed. You saw him using a glove on the bridge hand there. That was because maybe he feels it's a little sticky out there, and the cueing could not have been smoother in more ways than one. It could have been Hundal's rack. In fact, it goes to Pegulayan. He pots only 2 balls, but it's the 8 and the 9, and that is what matters. Join us back here in Kielce, Poland, the ClubWPT.com World Pool Masters, in just a moment.
Welcome back to Kielce in Poland, home of the ClubWPT.com World Pool Masters. 2 past champions in action, and it's been a bad start for Raj Hundal. Alex Pegulayan has come out of the blocks fast and taken the next 2 racks in this first round clash.
The man they call the Lion is roaring. He's 3-0 ahead of India's Raj Hundal and looking mighty good. Convincing stuff so far from Alex Pegulayan, and he's looking for more of the same here in rack 4.
He has figured out the break. So controlled, so easy. 3 balls down. The first shot being the key shot in the rack. And all the players in the practice room or here in the arena will be paying attention to that break.
Yes, going to school, as they say in golf. When you're out on the course, you look to see how your putt breaks a particular way by watching an opponent if he's putting from a similar angle. And that's the same thing in pool, seeing how to break off to maximum effect.
Nicely done. Opted here to play double speed, to use an extra rail or two, just to be able to hit it with more authority. Players don't like to soft roll shots.
And this has been a really good all-round display so far from Pagulayan. He's potted well. A couple of tactical shots have been excellent. I think the opening 8-ball from under the side cushion with the wide being awkward, that was perhaps the best of the lot so far. And he's looking in really good nick. Hundal will be justifiably concerned. Needs the cue ball to slow down though, and it hasn't. Alex disgusted. The smile belying his true emotion after that one. Well, Alex, it was a loss of position with 2 balls left in the first rack that cost Hundal. I wonder whether the boot's going to be on the other foot here.
Seven ball goes. A lifeline for Raj.
Pool's elite are competing in the 20th season of the game's most prestigious invitational tournament, the World Pool Masters. Poland is hosting this year's event, with the town of Kielce being the heart of pool development in the country. They've already staged the World Junior and European Championship in the city, and now the stage is set for the Masters. Last time out, it was a thrilling match as the Iceman Mika Immonen took on Radislav Babica. Babica broke away to lead 7-3. But Immonen dug deep and launched a superb comeback to level the match at 7-all. Immonen took the deciding frame with a fluke on the 6-ball to clinch the match. 3 dramatic games under our belt for the ClubWPT.com World Pool Masters. Poland's own Mateusz Snigocki kicking things off, beating the defending champion Ralph Suke in the opening match. He'll face another former winner in the quarterfinals, Canada's Alex Pagulayan, who beat Raj Hundal. And that epic battle last time out saw Mika Immonen squeeze through to the quarterfinals. He'll face the winner of our next match between the 2010 Masters champion Denis Orcollo and the only female player in the field, Kely Fisher.
I'm really nervous. You know, Kely is she's a great player. I know her very long time. You know, she's a competitor. Every time I play, I'm always focused, concentrate, and then wait for the right time.
I'm really thrilled that I got invited. When I heard the news, you know, I was excited to be playing in such a prestigious event. It's been going on for some years now, and being the only girl playing in it, of course, it's really exciting for me. So, should I say the only lady? But yeah, it's very exciting. For me, it's a great challenge, really. I've nothing to lose. They really are the ones under pressure. So I'm just going to go out there and play my best, and, you know, hopefully if I can come out a winner, that would be fantastic.
I'm delighted to say that in the commentary box with me is the 1999 World Pool Masters champion Alex Kely. And from my perspective, Alex, I think this is the match in the first round I've been looking forward to most.
Very much so, Phil. Kely Fisher, very laid back around the practice table, but in here she poses a threat also to Denis Orcollo.
First rack, race to 8, winner breaks. Kely
It's
Fisher
been a
to
while.
break.
I remember Jasmine Ushan participating in the World Pool Masters. I think it was around 2004, but she was young, and Kely Fisher, very much a senior player. Very seasoned, and I see no reason for her to not win this match.
Well, so far this year she's won 2 very big titles indeed, both in the People's Republic of China. A world title, that was in Shenyang, and most recently the China Open in Shanghai. When you can go over to Asia and beat them on their own patch, you know you're playing well.
Push out played by Kely Fisher. Looks like a shot to take on, but for the safety then. But there's no obvious safety to play, because he'll send the 2-ball towards the corner pocket. So needs to hide the cue ball. Oh, look at this. Look at how he placed the cue ball. Unluckily, the 2-ball went in, so he needs to climb out of the hole that he dug for Kely.
Well, ultimately it was unlucky, but also it was artistry, wasn't it? The kind of inventiveness you expect from the Filipinos. And he is their standard bearer at the moment.
Foul shot, ball in hand.
Now though, ball in hand, and Kely Fisher has a great chance to apply a modicum of early pressure. It's generally assumed that she was a snooker player who became a pool player. Well, that's not strictly true, because she grew up in South Elmsall in Pontefract, West Yorkshire. She actually learned to play pool originally in her parents' public house, and then took up snooker at the age of 13. Wildly successful at that. She won 5 World Ladies Snooker titles in a space of 6 years. And then she decided to follow in the footsteps of the likes of Alison Fisher, no relation, and Karen Kaur by taking America by storm. She's done really well on the WPBA tour over in the States, where she's now based. And she's doing really well internationally. And really well in this rack.
Showing us where her nickname comes from. Quick fire. Doesn't waste a lot of time.
It's there. The Fisher Queen reigns in rack number 1. Kely 1, Denis 0.
Welcome back to Kielce in Poland, home of the ClubWPT.com World Pool Masters. Former champion Denis Orcollo has taken rack 2 against Kely Fisher as we rejoin the game.
Rack 3, Denis Orcollo to break, 1-1.
Denis Orcollo looking to hit the front after playing a beautiful rack, number 2. Well, no illegal break there. But the 1-ball finishing position doing him no favours whatsoever, Alex.
Yeah, he hit the 1-ball full.
Out cold.
Actually, I don't believe that was his intention. But funny enough, if you practice the break to hit the one ball head on for 15 years and then the format changes and you have to cut break, sometimes muscle memory takes over.
No option but to play the push out. But like so many of his fellow countrymen, when he gets involved in a tactical battle, Orcollo always has that little edge, it seems to me. Not now, though.
Looks like a two-rail shot, hitting just before the side pocket. If he hits before the side pocket on the long rail, it will take him to the one. On a club table, you'd need to hit below the side pocket and play with draw to shorten the rail, but on this table, the angle opens up because the cloth slides so much. He's playing with draw over the side pocket. Good escape, but another opportunity for Kely to play a safety. She can play the, well, she's looking at cutting the one. Nice. It's very aggressive. Ha ha ha, heart of the pocket. But the cue ball is slow.
Yes, it really does look as though that 9 ball is intervening. "34 years of age, Kely Fisher. Highest break in snooker, 125. When she was playing, she was the dominant force at one point. And maybe she's going to be the dominant force in this rack as well, because Orcollo's attempt on the 2 was always going to be undercut.
This rack shows us the balance of power in this match. Kely Fisher in the safety and kick shot department, not the favorite, but when it comes to pocketing balls, she's on a par with Orcollo, it seems. When she took on that one ball, the cut shot earlier, very brave attempt, and she pocketed it in the heart of the pocket.
That, though, was inexcusable. Very poor. Rapping her knuckles into the side of the table there in disgust. Don't want to do that too hard, you know. In snooker a few years back, we had a gentleman called Michael Holt, who's got a fiery temper. Nice lad, but self-destructive in his temperament. And he did that, whacked his knuckles into the cushion rail, broke one of them. Not only lost the match, but then spent the next few hours down at the local accident and emergency unit. Well, position on the 6 was an accident, and now for Fisher, this is an emergency. Alex, what a gift this is for Orcollo.
Maybe she got rushed by the shot clock, but really, as you said, inexcusable. She shouldn't have been anywhere near the 8-ball. This is a 2-rack swing. She could have gone up 2-1. But Robocop Orcollo now 2-1 in the lead.
Denis Orcollo starting to pull away now, notching up another 2 racks in succession.
Denis Orcollo is now 4-1 ahead. That means he's halfway to a place in the quarterfinals.
Rack 6, Denis Orcollo to break, leading 4 racks to 1.
Alex Lely put it concisely. Denis Orcollo not playing flawlessly by any means, but he's doing what he needs to. And I was about to say, if he can get the break sorted out, this might be a quick conclusion to the match. It is a big if.
A big if, yes, and if he wins this match, he's up against Mika Imona, the best breaker in the tournament so far. And I know who I would be betting on if that match will take place. Because clearly Orcollo now lacking a weapon in his arsenal, the break.
We were talking before, Alex, about Kely Fisher when she was playing snooker. When Alison Fisher and Karen Cole went over to America, she was virtually unbeatable on the ladies' snooker tour. In 2002, actually, hard to believe now, it's 10 years ago, at one point she won 10 consecutive ranking tournaments. She really was in a league of her own. By the way, if you're a confirmed pool fan, you might have seen that the name of Karen Kaur hasn't been in the field of many events over the last year or two. Well, that's sadly because she was nursing her mother, who has passed away. So a terrible time for Karen. But thankfully now she's getting back into the swing of things. Started to play in tournaments again, and I think she's going to feature heavily in the ladies' game, and we wish her the very best.
Very close to the 5-ball, so if she needs to swerve the cue ball, she can only play really soft. If she needs to hit rail first, must be a thin hit to cut the 2-ball back into the long rail. Otherwise it would be a foul.
Well, wasn't that sporting? No foul was called, but she knew that she'd made an illegal contact off the cushion and immediately owned up. We saw that in the recent Shanghai Masters snooker in the deciding frame, Joe Perry against Mark Williams. Perry potted a red to a middle pocket right at the start of the 9th frame. But the cue ball came back, grazed his cue, no one else saw it. Williams didn't, the crowd didn't, the referee didn't, but Perry did. He called foul on himself. Shortly afterwards, Williams knocked in a red, made 75, and that was good night. In this modern era where sometimes sport can be cynical, owning up to foul shots, I think, is a really good trait of pool and of snooker. Well, they say, Alex, that honesty is the best policy. I think in terms of winning this rack, maybe not.
I believe if you don't call the foul on yourself, it will haunt you. It will always come back.
Not exactly pinpoint position from Denis Orcollo, but can't see a problem. There is no problem. There is no arresting the march of a Robocop. He leads 5-1.
Welcome back to Kielce in southern Poland for the 20th season of the ClubWPT.com World Pool Masters. Women's world #1 Kely Fisher is fighting back in this match against Denis Orcollo. She's reduced Orcollo's lead to 2 games.
What she wants here, a break-off equal in quality to that of rack 8. And it's not. Vainly looking around the table there for balls that might pop into a pocket to save her. None did.
Cutting the 1 ball to the right. Needs to avoid the 7 ball with the cue ball. Needs to apply a little bit of draw. I expected Denis to float the cue ball to the short rail in between the pocket and the 7. Didn't fancy the shot. So that means there's still hope for Kely. Nicely positioned the cue ball. Touching to the 6, but didn't manage to control the 1, pocketed the 3, and now she has a tall order, having to hit that 1 ball.
Yes, the unintentional 1-3 combination. A dagger through Kely Fisher's heart. Unlucky that.
Very hittable though, the 1 ball. The 2 rail trajectory is open. 5 ball not in the way.
Extension cold.
On this TV table, it's a little harder to judge though what the cue ball does after the first rail. How much it will curve. Great hit.
As Orcollo walked around the table there, he was looking to see whether the 1-7 combination was viable, maybe, Alex?
Yeah, the 1-7 is slightly off the rail, which makes it easier to pocket. You then don't have to hit it perfect. There's still something in the air here, Phil, because Orcollo is not showing his focus. I don't think it's form, I think it's pure concentration. Having gotten some easy opportunities early in the match. I think Kely is still in it to win it. Of course, she needs to come with shots. She needs to break well. But 1 or 2 mistakes from Orcollo are still something to count on.
You heard the beeps there. There's a 35-second shot clock in operation, and in each rack, a player is given one 35-second extension, which Orcollo has taken entirely understandably here.
Wow. What a perfect jump.
Alex, last night when Alex Pagulayan was playing, of course Pagulayan representing Canada but also of Filipino descent, he had a chance of a jump shot and he said to his opponent, Filipinos don't jump. At the time we poo-pooed that, and this is the reason. They do jump, and they jump well.
Yeah, he needed to land perfectly on the one ball to avoid jumping off of the table. And considering Alex Pagulayan's remark yesterday, that's just a remark. He jumps. Actually, I've seen him make big bets on how far he can jump.
Yes, perhaps he just didn't fancy that particular shot. He wanted to make some kind of general excuse for not going for it. Orcollo's going for this though, and it looks as though he's going to double up on Fisher. And after losing the previous two racks, there will be a sense of relief within Denis Orcollo to win the ninth. He's back in command at 6-3.
Rack 10, Denis Orcollo to break, leading 6 racks to 3.
We keep waiting for the Orcollo break to work. Will our wait be at an end? How about no?
Very comforting for Mika Immonen to watch this match, to watch Orcollo break, because that will be the next lineup in the quarterfinals. Orcollo Immonen, and Orcollo's break nowhere near Immonen's. Immonen found a ball every time.
And this is a reasonably open configuration of the balls, and so contact here must be made.
I don't see future for a kick shot. He's looking at jumping over the 3 ball, hitting the long rail just before the side pocket.
Extension called.
Because a kick, well, I don't see it actually. He could swerve around the 3 ball, but then by giving left spin, the cue will glance off of the cue ball and he risks touching the 7. Nice, look at this. Still leaving a shot on. But did what he could do.
Was that a lapse of concentration? You can only assume so. I think in her mind she gave herself the pot, and that's a dangerous thing to do.
When she struck the ball, it looked like being too swift, too quick. There was no interval of concentration being down on the cue. She went down and pulled the trigger. The easy chances for Orcollo make him lose concentration oh so slightly. Missing position here. But 2 walls to hide behind. The 5, 8 and 9 or the 3, 6, 7.
The 6-3 scoreline here is more a result of Fischer's unforced errors than any excellence from Orcollo. By his standards, this is a C performance. Well, there's a bonus. The 2 in off the 4 and shape on the 3.
Intentional foul planned by Orcollo. Nudging the 7 into the 6. Blocking 2 balls if he does not leave the combination on. And it's on. Biggest problem here, not the 6, 7, but the 5 ball for Kely.
Very important rack this. We have seen a recovery already in this tournament from 7-3 down. Mika Immonen to beat Radoslav Babica 8-7. But could lightning strike twice? Doubt it. So Fischer, you would think, has to really get this one under her belt. Well, the last roll of the 8 ball could make an enormous difference. Orcollo looked as though he was going to have an easy opener. Instead, the 8 making his life difficult.
On a different occasion, he would play the cross bank. But now he'll look to hide behind the 6, 7. When you're winning, play like a mouse, and when you're losing, play like a lion. There's no need to play aggressive now, to risk and giving Kely an open shot. Lucky pocket for Kely. The same rack, that's where she fluked the 2 ball in.
And as you pointed out, Alex, a little earlier on, the combination 6-7 is there. And now the rack should be. Well, it's a tournament that's already been littered with extraordinary flukes. Mika Immonen enjoyed 2 of them in his comeback in the first round. Fischer's had 2 in this rack. And she's won 3 of the last 4 racks. 5-1 down at her worst. She now trails only 6-4.
In rack 11, Kely Fisher completed the run out to give herself a chance at 6-5.
Kely Fisher now within 1. Denis Orcollo only just in front.
Rack 12, Kely Fisher to break, trailing 5 racks to 6.
When Denis Orcollo led 5-1, few could have envisaged this. Fisher breaking off to try and draw level. Well, the break was legal, and the 1 is in open play.
She's really starting to hit the balls well. Unfortunately for her, the 8 ball blocking the pocket for the 1, but she has a cut to a blind pocket, the left upper-handed pocket. I would fancy her to shoot this ball, playing with topspin and coming back down in between the 6-8 towards the 2 ball. As good as she shoots, I like her shooting. Play with topspin on this table, the TV table, it will slide. Path in between the 6-8 will be natural. No quick fire from Kely, but a good safety instead. Shows confidence and patience.
Extension call.
Well, immediately, Orcollo reverting to his extension. No more left in the rack, remember? Those beeps coming in 5 seconds, and he didn't want to be rushed on that one. When I say at 5 seconds, I mean with 5 seconds left. And so he knew to play that shot without calling for the extension would have put him out of sync a little.
Leg the cue ball into the 2 and the 1 towards the 8, or play the snooker safety. Long rail, long rail.
When Ralph Souquet was beaten in the first round here, it meant that that run of Whirlpool Masters where no one has defended the title continues. It's never been done. Denis Orcollo came close last year. Lifted the trophy in 2010, runner-up in 2011, and so a first-round exit here would be a major upset, but the 1 ball has been left. And it also has to be noted, Alex, that when he won in 2010, it wasn't a 16-man invitation event. That was the year the tournament was expanded to 64 players from all over the world, and so had to negotiate more matches to come through and lift the silverware. Beat fellow countryman Roberto Gomez in the semi-finals 8-6, and then comfortably beat Toru Kurobayashi from Japan 8-3 in the final. set here to give himself a modicum of breathing space.
It's difficult to beat this man in a safety battle, and that's what Fischer opted for. I don't say it's easy to take a shot on where you're not guaranteed to make it.
Denis Orcollo moves 2 racks up with a potential 3 to play, and he will be delighted to see the winning handball go down. He's not over the line yet. Fischer continues to battle.
Rack 13, Denis Orcollo to break, leading 7 racks to 5.
When it matters most, will the break-off from Orcollo finally work?
Well, for the first time in the match, he's going to the left side, trying to copy Kely Fischer's successful break. She was making balls in the end on her last two breaks. Kely Fischer presented. This is her fluke 2 racks ago. That opened the door for her small comeback. 6-5, 7-5 now. She's still in it, as unlikely as it may seem.
But the underlying script of this entire match has been Orcollo's total inability to master the break. The break is mastering him.
Wants to come 2 rails, 3 rails, perhaps underneath the 6 to play the 3 in the side pocket. It's difficult on this new cloth, warm cloth, through the lighting to get the spin to grab off of the rail. Didn't work out for her. Will she take on the 3-9? It's an off-angle combination. She cannot play it like a two-way shot, but looks like she's weighing her options here. Just make sure to stick that cue ball to the short rail.
It's the 3-9 combination, but not as we expected. Well, she had a couple of flukes a couple of racks ago, but nothing tops that. Wow, 7-6. Denis Orcollo is starting to feel as though this match might be turning seriously against him. Two consecutive breaks and run-outs. Orcollo might not have another shot, not beyond the bounds of possibility. This could be one of the most astounding results in the history of the World Pool Masters. And then that happens.
The thing is, Phil, if you cut break, and we've seen most players use the cut break, if you not make a ball, the likelihood of a problem on the table, a cluster, a difficult layout, it's much bigger than when breaking full on, as Kely Fischer did. So if you then not make a ball, it's likely to leave an open table for your opponent.
doesn't crave anything spectacular, just wants to get this out of the way. Get the result in the books, get himself into the quarterfinals, and start all over again.
If the 4-ball passes the 8, he can drop the 3-ball and leave himself long and straight on the 4. If he wants to be closer, he'll need to play a harder shot.
Stanchion cold.
Maybe come into the 6, glance off of the 6 and play the 4 in the side pocket. It's not over this. Or, of course, play 3 rails coming in towards the 4-ball.
Well, I think you have to say that Kely Fisher has performed really well in this match. Fought hard. Okay, she has been a little lucky at times. Nevertheless, when she was 5-1 down, this could have been a rout. It most certainly is not now. I think she's represented female pool really well. Now, though, she is 3 Orcollo pots from defeat. And Alex, you can't see him missing from here.
Yeah, he's taking extra care, you can tell. Playing 5% slower, standing extra still and pocketing everything clean in the pocket.
What a dogfight it's been. Denis Orcollo comes through by 8 racks to 6. Kely Fisher, though, every credit to her. Now we have a quarter-final, Orcollo against Immonen, that might well be the final. But in many respects, congratulations, Kely Fisher. You were not disgraced in the slightest. In terms of the top half of the draw, the quarter-final lineup in the ClubWPT.com World Pool Masters is now complete. Poland's Matias Sniegocki, Alex Pagulayan from Canada, Mika Immonen from Finland, and the most recent player to book his place in the last 8, Denis Orcollo, relieved to overcome the #1 lady player in the game, Kely Fisher, by 8 racks to 6.
I enjoyed it, thoroughly enjoyed it. Glad I eventually, after a slow start, put up a good performance, and I feel good. You know, I'm happy overall. Sad to lose, but it's okay.
Kely is strong, strong player, ranked world number 1. So very tough, yeah.